do hate to be that guy. Every time that we see something cool, something amazing, we can't stop wondering, dude, is this real? All the questions pop out. As a matter of fact, all of the people that has seen this thing, that has amassed a huge amount of views on YouTube and a huge load of attention, everyone is wondering, is this thing real? As you can see by the trailer, it looks gorgeous. It looks phenomenal. So yeah, let's talk about Chronno Odyssey. What is up, you damn gorgeous, beautiful gamers? Welcome back to RPJames. This is Mariel Corner, indeed, and we like to discuss about RPGs. If you like the content, hey, liking the videos, I appreciate it. And I was tell you today you're a gorgeous, beautiful person. You're indeed a gorgeous, beautiful person. Subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. So, are the graphics real on itself? That is the very first thing that we're wondering, because we have been wanting to have that generational jump that we haven't really feel. The main focus of this generation has been trying to reach that 4K resolution, that high resolution with a higher frame rate. In the previous generation, it wasn't that much about that focus, but the graphics on themselves for the games. There has not been such a jump. The graphics that we have seen for these games are basically the very same graphics that we see for the previous generation, but a higher frame rate, at a higher resolution. So is this thing, I can say that it is real, because initially when I started to cover this thing, I have covered this thing in the past, and when it was originally announced, it was announced on a graphic event, a technological based graphic event that was showcasing the games that would push the boundaries of the new technologies for developing games, and basically the new jump of generations and the capabilities of the new engines, what they could achieve, what they could do. So when it comes to the graphics, I do believe that they are real. I do believe that they can manage to pull this off somehow. As for the gameplay, as you can see, it's a very tight gameplay. But I think that this is something that they can pull off as well. This is basically, I think that they are doing what Black Desert did back in the day. Back in the day, Black Desert was the coolest looking thing. No one did believe it, because nothing was compared on consoles wise. There was no game that looked as amazing as Black Desert, and the whole thing is the combat of Black Desert. It's very flashy and with so many cool animations, and they were real. They were something that they were indeed there. So when it comes to the game on itself that you're seeing on screen, it is possible that they can manage to pull this off. I am not worried about that. That is not the main concern. So the main concern is that this thing is going to come to PC and next gen. The thing is that this game is being made by a relatively new company, and I said relatively new company because they were founded just barely 6 years ago. And you might wonder, how did they manage to amass the amounts of money required for a project like this? Let's do have in mind that it's much expensive to make a MMORPG, because this is what this thing is going to be. It's much expensive to make an MMORPG than a regular RPG or a regular game. That much is true, specifically when it comes to how amazing this thing that you are seeing in the screen looks. So the question, again, how did they manage to amass the amounts of money in such a short time? Basically, they are developers for mobile games, and you know how the market and monetization system works in mobile games. That's when it starts to get tricky, and they did said back in the day, like many other developers, that they wanted to exit that kind of market to approach the most Western market and try to get into the consoles and PC market as well. There is a huge fear that still lingers in here. Again, the amount of money and capital that they can raise by developing mobile games, it's huge, and it's no surprise that they manage to amass the amount of money to build this game, because their previous games have been quite successful on the East, and they have basically billboarded the records when it comes to mobile gaming department. So yeah, that's how they managed to get the money, to get the funds to make this project. The thing is that this game was supposed, here's here's where I hate to be that guy. This game was supposed to be on mobile as well. It was not only supposed to be for PC and consoles, it was supposed to be on mobiles as well. So far, we speculate that it has been cancelled, but there's nothing official about that. And you know what happens if the game was originally going to be coming for mobile. Like, you know how it's going to be handled. As you can see, it says right here, the mobile version of an MMORPG Chrono Odyssey cancelled. The game is going to be on only PC and console. But as you can see down there, it says that the listing of the mobile was removed from their website, but there was not an official word that said, hey, you know what? We decided that we're not going to develop this thing for mobile anymore. It's just going to be for PC and consoles. I do hope that they develop this thing only to consoles and PC, because basically being on mobile, it's what opens the market to be that aggressive to your wallet when it comes to the monetization of the game on itself. Now, I would say that it was probably cancelled on mobile mainly because of technical capabilities of trying to this thing that it's trying to push the boundaries of the graphic, of the animations, the mechanics that you're going to have in here, and that is basically what drove them away from the mobile department. But I think that if they wanted to make it mobile, maybe they could. Like I said, they managed to pull it off with Genshin Impact, they managed to pull it off with Black Desert Online, and I do not think that we should discard the possibility yet for that, because they know that's where they got their money from. They know that's how they got the funds. They know that's where it's it for them. So that is something that we should still linger in there. So is it going to be heavy monetized? Of course it is. This is the track record of the company, and this is how the game was initially going to be made. I do not think that they decided to drop the mobile market. As a company, it wouldn't be... If you are already successful, if something is already working for you and you decide to be just customer friendly, that is not how companies work. They are not going to be customer friendly, and not especially in this market. They already know where the money is at. They have already felt that. And I think that the decision to drop off the mobile devices, it's purely, mainly because of technical capabilities. I think that if they wanted to, maybe they could probably make it happen, but if they want to really focus that generational graphic jump and when it comes to mechanics and this new generation of games, yeah, I think that they should focus mainly on next gen consoles and PC, but I do not think that the plans for monetization of the game would be dropped off. Now, is it really a bad thing when the game started monetized in this sense? Let's have the example of, for example, Genshin Impact. I did play a lot of Genshin Impact because it's a free game, dude. At the end of the day, let's do have in mind that gaming, it's a hobby. And if you compare it to different hobbies, it is not as expensive as other different hobbies that you have out there. Yes, PC building, it's very expensive. Consoles are very expensive. Release games are very expensive. But take a look out there at other different hobbies that people have, and they are all very expensive as well. So this would be basically a free game that you would be able to play, pardon redundance, for free. And usually when I encounter these kind of games, what I would do is that I would experience the game, what the game would have to offer me for free, and then once I manage to get to that wall, that pay wall that I need to pay to be able to move forward, that's when I drop off the game. At the end of the day, this is something that you could just play and that's it. And you're going to get hours of enjoyment out of it without having to pay a thing. The thing is that usually with these games, it's not as simple as that. The practices of monetization are more invasive than you would think of, really. Most of them would definitely offer you things that would make you more powerful, things that make your character stronger, things that would lock you out of certain areas because you do not have the power to get access to those areas. And if you're able to make your character that much stronger in-game, you would have to spend months and months and months and neglect completely all of the kind of different games that you have out there, which is a bad thing for me because I like to play lots of different things, as you have seen here in the channel. Every time that something cool comes out, an RPG comes out, we go out there and play it and do coverage for those kind of games. So if you're a player that really likes to play lots of different things, this is not a game that would allow you, as you have already seen with games like Genshin Impact or Black Desert Online. If you actually want to invest yourself in the game and do what the game has to offer to you, you would be locking yourself out of certain different things. Now, when it comes to the monetization practices on themselves as well, they are very invasive because, let me give you this example. They're subtle little things that you would say that they are of no consequence, but as a matter of fact, they are, and big time. So this is how your character would look like on Black Desert Online. The Black Desert Online does have certain things that make your character more powerful, so it is not only cosmetic, but if it were only cosmetic, it would be something that would be locking you out of the game nevertheless. And I say that because this is your character. This is how your warrior looks like when you start the game on Black Desert Online. And this is also what your warrior is going to look like if you reach the end of the game, and it doesn't matter if you're the strongest character in the entire server, this is how your character is going to be looking like. It's going to be crappy, and there is no way for you to change it in-game for free. There is absolutely no way. Now this is how your warrior would look like if you actually decided to spend a whole lot of money, and they are not cheap. I can tell you that much. I did play Black Desert Online for quite a while. I enjoyed it, but I was baffled at the amount of aggressiveness that this games have to offer to you. So let's say, for example, that you play Chrono Odyssey and you encounter all of those amazing things that you have in the game, but the rest of it, the real juiciness of it all, like the 70% of it all, it's locked out of the game. And the game is so amazing in the paywall, and the game is so amazing that you somehow say, you know what, I need to pay for this because I want that. I've been enjoying this thing that much and I want to enjoy that as well. So there's that. Me as a consumer, me as a player, I usually play these games when I do not have anything else to play, and when I have some time to kill, I experience them. I do manage to reach the end game, the end areas of all of these kind of games, but every time that I reach a paywall, that's where I would stop. So yes, if you were worried about this game, you have to wonder if this is a bad thing or not for you. But that it is there, and that I can promise you that much, that it's going to be there, it is. So yes, that's the catch. That's the catch of this game. Anyways, if you like the information, if you like the content, if you found it useful, a like in the video is super appreciated. No, I told you today you're a gorgeous and beautiful person. You are indeed gorgeous and beautiful person. Subscribe to the channel before you close the door, and I'll be seeing you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a beautiful day and goodbye.